Shabbat Shalom. The time is now. We've gathered round. So bring all your gifts and bring all your burdens with you. No need to hide. Arms open wide, we gather as one to make a makom kadosh. We come to tell, we come to hear, we come to teach, to learn, we come to grow, and so we say, the time is now. Sing to the one, God's presence is here, Shekhinah, you will dwell among us. We'll make this space a holy place, so separate, so whole, rejoice every soul who gathers here.
We now join together for Yismechu Hashemayim in the bottom stanza of page 13 in our online prayer book, as we celebrate wonder and nature and the skies and the sea and all those places in the natural universe that put us at ease and also maybe shake us up a bit and make us just connect to something larger than ourselves. These are the words of the psalmist that help us come into the wonder and awe and stillness of Shabbat. Let us join together.
Yadadai dai dai, yadadai dai dai, yadadai dai 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 dai, yadadai dai dai, yadadai dai dai, yadadai dai 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 dai, yadadai dai dai, yadadai dai dai, yadadai dai dai. ישמחו השמיים ותגל הארץ, ירעם הים ולא. ישמחו השמיים ותגל הארץ, ירעם הים ולא. יאללה די יאללה 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 ישמחו השמיים ותגל הארץ, ירעם הים ולא. ישמחו השמיים אל הארץ ירמיה ומלוא ya la 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 ya la ya la 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 ya la ya la 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 ya la la ya la la ya la ya la la ya la ya la ya la la ya la 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 ya la la ya la 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 ya la ya la la ya la ya la 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 If you will turn forward in the online prayer book to pages 20 and 21, there you will find the words for Lecha Dodi, this song of welcome for Shabbat brought to us by the mystics. About 500 years ago, this metaphor was born in their imaginations, this metaphor of Shabbat and our people being joined together as one, as bride and groom, with the same sort of anticipation and holiness that we might experience at a wedding. There's a reason why at that last verse we stand up to face the entrance to the place in which we are praying. It is because that's that moment of encounter as we say to her, Boi chala, enter Shabbat, enter our hearts, enter this moment, enter our lives, connect us across all time and space in welcoming Shabbat and its healing possibilities in our lives. Let's join together in singing. We're going to sing the first two verses, the top two verses on page 20, and then the top and bottom verses on page 21. So that's verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. I hope you'll sing with me. Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Ene Shabbat Lekabela Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Ene Shabbat Lekabela Shamor v'zachor v'dibur echad Yishmi'anu el hamiuchad L'nai echad U'shmo echad Hashem u'tiferet v'litila lecha dodi Likrat kala Ene Shabbat Lekabela Lecha dodi Likrat kala Ene Shabbat Lekabela Likrat Shabbat Lechu v'nelcha Ki mekor habracha Merosh mikedem nisucha Sof nachaseh b'machshavat tchila Lecha dodi Likrat kala Ene Shabbat Lekabela Lecha dodi Likrat kala Ene Shabbat Lekabela Hitvoreri Ba'orech u'mi'ori u'mi'uri shir daberi Kivod Adonai alayich nigla lecha dodi Likrat kala Ene Shabbat Lekabela Lecha dodi Likrat kala Ene Shabbat Lekabela. Please rise, turn to the entrance of the room, and let us welcome her. Boi v'shalom ateret ba'ala Gam b'simcha u'v'tzola Toch emunei am segula בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, עיני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, עיני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, עיני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, עיני שבת נקבלה.
The Baruch Hu, the next prayer that we are going to join together in, is written by a young composer who says, "Am I awake? Am I prepared?" What it says to me is, am I here in this moment? Do I feel all that is around me in my senses, in my hands, in my heart, in my mouth, in my eyes? So join with me in these words for the Baruch Hu as we prepare ourselves for prayer. Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. Le'olam Va'ed.
We join together on the top of page 31. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sails of the stars, creator of the tide of time and light. You guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai hama'ariv aravim. We continue together at the top of page 33. As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery. Baruch atah Adonai ohev amo Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam. be seated. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha ve'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha v'betecha uv'lechtecha v'derech uv'shabecha uv'kumecha ukshartam leot ayadecha v'hayu letotafot beinenecha uktavtam al mezuzot beitecha Uvishareh leman tiskeru vasitem et kol mitzvotai vitem kedoshim leElohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem meretz Mitzrayim liot lachem leElohim Ani Adonai Elohechem.
In this week's Torah portion, there are some beautiful moments of reconciliation, of encountering oneself anew, and there are some devastating sections as well. There's one section about sexual violence by Jacob's daughter, Dinah, and the brothers exact a horrible revenge on those that act against her. But throughout the whole passage, Dinah is silent. And Rabbi Laura Geller comments, no one asks Dinah what she wants, what she needs, or how she can be comforted. In this space of incredible trauma, her voice is silent, and there's no sense of how healing will occur for her. This week, I was reading and listening to stories of devastation. Just a handful of the over 80,000 former Boy Scouts who were recipients of sexual abuse. And it is just heartbreaking to hear those stories. And it's also inspiring the courage it takes to step forward. And as painful it is, as uncomfortable it is to hear the stories of today of abuse, of sexual violence, or the stories in our sacred texts, it is so essential that we listen, that we bring healing to those that have suffered, and that we hold those accountable that have perpetrated these acts. And all of those, the healing and the accountability, are just other manifestations of what justice looks like. So as we prepare for our song of liberation, our song of justice, our song of God hearing our cries, let's just take a moment to direct our hearts and minds and thoughts to those that are silent, that often don't have their voices heard as we raise our voices. Let us join together for the words of Michamocha on page 40.
nighttime prayer. It can be found on the next page in the online prayer book, the supplemental page in the bottom right-hand corner. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'Shalom, L'Shalom. Ehamidenu Malkeinu L'Chaim. Ufros Aleinu Sukkot Shlomecha, Ufros Aleinu Sukkot Shlomecha. Shelter us beneath thy wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Amen. Amen.
Please rise if you are able and join me in the Amidah. We begin on page 46 and we will do the first three prayers together. And then you can have some time for the rest of the Amidah, either quietly or with the words of the prayer book or the words in your heart. And when you are finished, you may be seated and we'll join together in a prayer for peace at the end. Adonai, Zefatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Velohei Avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor ve'anora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Vekoneh Hakol, Vezocher Chastei Avot Ve'imahot, Umevi Geula, Livnei V'neihem, Leman Shemo Be'ava, Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Vezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Leolam Adonai, Mechaye HaKol Atah, Rav Lehoshia, Mashiv HaRuach, Umorid HaGashem, Mechakel Chaim Bechesed, Mechaye HaKol, Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Berofeh Cholim, Umatir Asurim, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומידו מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיה הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
Page 62.
There is a tradition that when Torah was received at Mount Sinai, that all of it was spoken in one breath, all the written and oral Torah, and that we were all there to receive it. That is a little bit how I think about our prayer for healing Misha Berach. There are none of us that do not need healing on some level, that are struggling or suffering, or have those within our orbits that are struggling. So when this blessing is said, I believe it is received by all people. I would like to invite you in this moment to speak the names aloud, maybe your own name or those of your beloveds, maybe people that are struggling with COVID in this moment. Speak their names aloud so that we too can hold them and that we all can prepare to receive this blessing of healing. We join together on page 253.
Sheberach avotenu lekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mi sheberach imotenu lekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
Please rise as we continue with the Aleinu on the bottom of page 282. Aleinu leshabeach ladon hakol, latkeit gerula leotzer breshit, shelo asanu kegoye haratzon, velo samanu kemishbechot adama, shelo samchelkenu kahem, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר ויהי למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא, יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד, ושמו אחד, ושמו echad.
Some words to help us prepare for the recitation of Kaddish, words found on page 291. It is hard to sing of oneness when the world is not complete, when those who once brought wholeness to our life have gone and naught but memory can fill the emptiness their passing leaves behind. But memory can tell us only what we were in company with those we loved. It cannot help us find what each of us, alone, must now become. And yet no one is really alone. Those who live no more echo still within our thoughts and words, and what they did is part of what we have become. We do best homage to our dead when we live our lives most fully, even in the shadow of our loss. For each of our lives is worth the life of the whole world, and each one is the breath of the ultimate one. In affirming the one, we affirm the worth of each one, whose life, now ended, brought us closer to the source of life, in whose unity no one is alone, and every life finds purpose. As we recite the Kaddish prayer this evening, we remember especially Seymour Feshbach, husband of Norma Feshbach, whom death has taken from us in recent days. And we link his name with Richard Atlas, Betty Bernhardt, Yesko Chermak, Ben L. Cohen, Sadie Norma Flom, Belvy Firstman, Louis Gertz, William Glickbarg, Eva Goldman, Ernest Green, Tracy Lynn Grunauer Baxter, Mozaffar Hakaka, James Henderson, David Eli Holomby, Violet Kahn, Mark Kaufman, Natalie Marshak Krantz, Nathaniel Lamb, Rose Wasserman Liantz, Delpha Lynx, John Lodge, Mark Luftman, Harold Joseph Mirish, Zev Peled, Jan Peters, Ernest Sable, Sidney Smith, Elsa Stern, Esther Swiller, Martin Wolfen, Mel Rubel. Are there other names to include? If so, please speak them aloud. We think as well, of course, of all of those who we name in our hearts and the many, many victims of COVID-19 here in our country and all throughout the world. Holding all of them close at heart, we say, Zecher Tzadik Livracha, the memory of the righteous is an everlasting blessing. As together we give thanks for the blessing of life, the words of Mourner's Kaddish, found on page 294. If you're able, please rise. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divra chilutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'izman kariv v'imru, amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'alam u'lalmei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal, shemei dekudsha b'rechu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru, amen. Yehei shlam Rabbah min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, u'ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'imru, amen. May the giver of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved among us, and let us together say, Amen. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom bimromav, u'yaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom bimromav, u'yaseh Shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom bimromav, יעשה שלום עלינו, יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל.
I don't know if it's this Shabbat and the prayers or Thanksgiving and the upcoming holidays, but I just feel like sharing love throughout the world. Our world needs it. It's been a really tough year. And so before the end of the year, I just want to wish you a lot of love and a wonderful Shabbat. Shalom.
So nice. I'll take that love. I could use it. I was going to say a Shabbat of healing and of joy. May we all find time to rest and feel restored, and also a time for laughter and love in whatever form that takes. Shabbat Shalom.
This afternoon, Rabbi Ross delivered to our community a beautiful Devar Torah teaching from this week's Torah portion about how we are always somehow in the journey of discovering our name in the world. Not necessarily the name by which we're known, but the identity by which we're known. Shabbat is a great, great time for turning inward, for being a little self-reflective, not in a narcissistic way, but in a way that enables us to ask that question about the real name by which we live. To what degree does our life line up with the identity that we think we hold or that we wish to hold? It's a great, great time to hit that pause. 25 hours, somewhere in this 25-hour period of time. It's my wish for you, my wish for myself, for all of us, to have that chance to take a look, to take notice. Who am I? How am I known? How am I seen, felt, and experienced? Does it line up with the picture in my mind, in my heart, in my imagination, in my boldest visions of self? Let each of us find our way a little bit closer to the name that we are seeking to create in this world on this Shabbat. Wishing you all a Shabbat Shalom U'Menucha, a restful, reflective, restorative Shabbat.